bitter criticism reading, I don't know what, reading Russia Today, I guess. Let's read Russia Today now. Let's read Science. There's a lot of science publications on Instagram. A lot of them, like this one, look. So China has built a spy laser that can read a book from a mile away. Mechanical engineering world, I guess. Chinese scientists have developed a laser-based system that reads sesame seed size text from nearly a mile away using active intensity interferometry physics, overcoming atmospheric distortion. It captures details beyond traditional telescopes, reconstructing millimeter-sized letters from 1.36 kilometers. By analyzing reflected infrared laser beams, it achieves sharp clarity where standard telescopes falter, requiring precise alignment and clear sightlines. The technology promises advancements in archaeology, wildlife monitoring, and surveillance. Researchers are refining it with advanced laser control and AI imaging. There's a new stadium in Saudi Arabia. It's crazy, huh? Crazy stadium from Global Codex.0. A stadium floating in the sky. Saudi Arabia is turning science fiction into reality with a $1 billion stadium suspended 1,150 feet above the ground inside Neom's vertical megacity. The Line, the name the stadium calls The Line, or I guess this is the city line, I guess. The vertical megacity, it calls The Line, with 46,000 seats and no roads inside. This futuristic arena is designed to host games for the 2034 FIFA World Cup. Architected by Bjarke Ingels Group and powered by solar and wind. It's more than a venue, it's a smart, sustainable marvel where fans arrive via high-speed elevators and AI vehicles. Competition is set for 2032, marking a new era of gravity-defying sports entertainment. It is strange. I don't know. I don't get all the line, the city line, nor this stadium. But for me, it's bizarre, not beautiful. It's strange. People Dispatch. This is from, I don't know if it's from politics or science. Says People Dispatch. Chinese people submit Chinese people submit over 3 million suggestions for government's 15 5-year plan. The Chinese government has received more than 3,113,000 online suggestions for consideration in the country's 5-year plan to be implemented from 2026 to 2030. Earlier this week, Chinese President Xi Jinping instructed the government and the party to, quote, investigate broadly and deeply the people's conditions, listen to voices of the people, and gather the wisdom of the masses to consolidate a powerful joint force that will push forward Chinese-style modernization and continuously realize the people's aspirations for a better life. This is a kind of response to those who say China is not a democracy. So a lot of people, 3 million people, 3.5 million people giving suggestions. That doesn't happen. I guess that will never happen in America, I guess. Because, you know, America is run by the market, by capitalism. My internet is offline, I guess. I lost connection. I have lost connection here, I guess. Yeah, look. So it's time to Facebook. It's time for Facebook. Let's see what's happening. I also have a Facebook, but this is in real time. Look. Says China's AI cargo drone could replace trucks in remote, hard-to-reach regions. That would be fantastic because bus drivers or truck drivers, they're always fastest. Anyway, China unveils AI-controlled cargo drone capable of lifting 2 tons. Chinese aerospace giant EHang has revealed its latest unmanned cargo drone, the quote-unquote Skyfreight 2000, designed to carry payloads of up to 2,000 kilograms over the distances exceeding 300 kilometers. 2,000 kilograms 2,000 kilograms are like 2 tons, yeah. Unlike conventional logistics aircraft, the Skyfreight operates entirely without a pilot, relying on a redundant AI flight control system with triple-layer neural network processing. The drone features 8 counter-rotating rotors powered by hybrid electric engines, allowing both vertical takeoff and fixed wing cruising. Its modular cargo bay is pressurized and climate controlled, making it suitable for transporting medical supplies, industrial components, and even perishable goods. Advanced LiDAR and millimeter wave radar systems enable autonomous navigation through complex weather, while on board AI dynamically reroutes flight paths to avoid congestion or no-fly zones. During recent trials in Guangdong province, the Skyfreight successfully transported construction materials to mountainous regions inaccessible by truck. This breakthrough could revolutionize emergency logistics, particularly during natural disasters, when ground routes are blocked. With China's e-commerce sector pushing for faster, greener delivery methods, demand for autonomous heavy lift drones is expected to surge. Industry insiders predict the technology could soon see export to Southeast Asia and Africa, where terrain challenges often limit supply chain efficiency. Yeah, but I have look, I have this is interesting. I have like a files. I have files in my broken English chat. Just me and Ryan Bell from New Zealand. Fact point: scientists in Vienna have created a leather alternative from mushroom mycelium that's stronger, more flexible, and more fire resistant than animal hide. Grown in low oxygen chambers and treated with non-toxic enzymes, it's biodegradable, cruelty-free, and produced without harmful chemicals or environmental damage. Says Austria's mushroom leather is stronger than animal hide. I don't know what's hide. Like, it's the same word as hide, as hiding. Animal hide, and grows in days without harm. Mexican authorities are accusing sportswear company Adidas of plagiarizing artisans. Something I guess is interesting too. This is very popular on design field. I almost forgot about it. It says Mexican authorities are accusing sportswear company Adidas of plagiarizing artisans in southern Mexico, alleging that a new sandal design is strikingly similar to the traditional indigenous footwear known as huaraches. Yeah, I guess I see no problem on that. This as a kind of intellectual property stealing. Mexican authorities, this is from Style and Fashion ABC7. Mexican authorities accuse Adidas of cultural appropriation in their sandal design by Fabiola Sanchez, Associated Press. Friday, August 8th, from yesterday. Mexico City, Mexican authorities are accusing sportswear company Adidas of plagiarizing artisans in southern Mexico, alleging that the new sandal design is strikingly similar to the traditional indigenous footwear known as huaraches. The controversy has fueled accusations of cultural appropriation by the footwear brand, with authorities saying this is not the first time traditional Mexican handicrafts have been copied. Citing these concerns, local authorities have asked Adidas to withdraw the shoe model. I don't see any problem on this, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said on Friday that Adidas was already in talks with authorities in the southern Mexican state of Oaxaca to provide, quote, compensation for the people who were plagiarized, end quote. And that her government was preparing legal reforms to prevent the copying of Mexican handicrafts. Gobierno de México photograph. The design at the center of the controversy is the Oaxaca Slip-On, a sandal created by U.S. designer Willy Chavarria for Adidas Originals. The sandals feature with thin leather straps branded in a style that is unmistakably similar to the traditional Mexican huaraches, Instead of that, instead of flat leather soles, the Adidas shoes took a more chunky sport shoe sole. According to Mexican authorities, Adidas design contains elements that are part of the cultural heritage of the Zapotec indigenous communities in Oaxaca, particularly in the town of Villa Hidalgo, the Hualalag. Handicrafts are a crucial economic lifeline in Mexico, providing jobs for around 500,000 people across the country. The industry accounts for around 10% of the gross domestic product of states like Oaxaca, Jalisco, Michoacán, and Guerrero. For Viridiana Jarquín Garcia, Huaracha's creator and vendor in Oaxaca's capital, the Adidas shoes were, quote unquote, a cheap copy of the kind of work that Mexican artists take time and care to craft. Yeah, so there you have a counter argument. So do you want a good one, a good sandal? Well, take the original, not Adidas. Quote, the artistry is being lost. We are losing our tradition, end quote. She said in front of her small boot of leather shoes. I prefer Puma sneakers. Actually, authorities in Oaxaca have called for the quote unquote Oaxaca slip-on to be withdrawn and demanded a public apology for Adidas, with officials describing the design as quote unquote cultural appropriation that violates Mexican law. In a public letter to Adidas leadership, Oaxaca State Governor Salomon Jara Cruz criticized the company's design, saying that quote unquote creative inspiration is not a valid justification for using cultural expressions that quote provide identity to communities. Quote, culture isn't sold, it's culture isn't sold, it's respected, he added. Adidas responded in a letter Friday afternoon, saying that the company, quote unquote, deeply values the cultural wealth of Mexico's indigenous peoples and recognizes the relevance, end quote, of the criticisms. It requested to sit down with local officials and to discuss how it can, quote unquote, repay the damage to indigenous populations. The controversy follows years of efforts by Mexico's government and artisans to push back on major local clothing brands who say copy traditional designs. And for me, there's just more two paragraphs. I guess is getting interesting. In 2021, the federal government asked manufacturers, including Sara, Anthropology, and Patol, to provide a public explanation for why they copied clothing designs from Oaxaca's indigenous communities to sell in their stores. Now Mexican authorities say they are trying to work out stricter regulations in an effort to protect artists. But Marina Núñez, Mexico's Undersecretary of Cultural Development, noted that they also want to establish guidelines to not deprive artists of the quote-unquote the opportunity to trade or collaborate with several of these companies that have very broad commercial reach.